is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. Now, here's your host, Tom.
Good Tuesday morning. Welcome to Ocala Talks on a bright and sunny, albeit chilly, Tuesday morning here in the Brick City, beautiful Ocala, Florida. I'm coming to you from the studios of WOCA Radio, just off the runway at the Ocala International Airport. And I'll tell you, one of the highlights of being here is I get to see planes, helicopters, all kind of cool stuff that guys find cool, you know. Front-end loaders, backhoes, fire trucks, planes, helicopters. I don't care how old you are as a guy. All those are still cool. And this morning I got to see a helicopter get fueled up and take off right in front of the window. Galen Unall from Life South joins me. Galen, be honest, you're a little jealous I got to see that.
Yeah, I mean, it's loud, you know, so, yeah.
It was windy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You're jealous that you don't get to see this view. Be honest.
There you go.
You can go ahead. You can admit it.
All right. Some of the jets I'd like to ride in.
I swear to goodness.
Say, I'll be back for dinner, honey. You know what I mean?
I swear to goodness, I'd like to ride in some of the jets without. Yeah. You know, and I've not had any invite from Dan Martone to go anywhere in a plane with him. Although I would refuse. I would refuse because Dan Martone. But still, you know what I me? You would like the invite. You know what I'm saying? You would like the invite. You would refuse it.
Bought all the parts for his plane off of eBay and duct tape.
No, that's not accurate. I know for a fact he got 3 or 4 parts for his plane. One of them being a major part of the motor from Market Samarian. From the guy that sells used golf clubs.
Right. He happened to have one.
He just happened to have a plane part laying around.
Absolutely.
Oh, we kid because we're neither one going to ever get in a plane with Dan Martone. That's why.
No. I mean, you know, I've tried. I'm like, hey, let's run down to the Keys. Why don't you fly us down to the Keys? And he just comes up with an excuse as to why we can't.
Yeah, he keeps coming up with this one excuse, something about fuel cost, and that I need to cover that if I want to fly. I don't know what that means.
I even offered. I'm like, hey, I can do that. I mean, let's do it.
Yeah, he told me the fuel cost. I wanted to fly to Atlanta and back one time. So what would that take me in fuel? I go, yeah, I can drive. Never mind. I can drive.
It's expensive, but to the Keys, it's just saves you 3 hours.
So Galen, 2 days till Turkey Day. I know that you are the master of your domain, and you're the guy that controls the cooking on Thanksgiving Day. Is that correct?
No, absolutely not. I just show up. I mean, my wife was talking about it. I mean, I asked her if she wanted me to smoke a ham or something. She had no interest in that. So no, she makes a heck of a turkey.
You're just there for the
trip.
She does a
really good job.
You're just there for the tryptophan sleeping during football games.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to have Thanksgiving with my family on Thursday at my sister's house, and then we're going to have a smaller one with just our family on Friday because it's Thanksgiving, and why the heck not?
Well, I always come to you for marital advice because you've been married a very long time. So you've figured out that your wife is always right and how to make sure she knows she's always right, but still get what you want, which is an amazing balancing act.
Battles. You have to pick your battles. You can't. She's not always right. She's right a lot. And
more than you are.
She's
right more than you are.
It's probably 90-10, but there are some points in life where you have to stick up for yourself and stand your ground.
So I'm wondering if this is one of those times. That's why I'm coming to you.
Yeah.
Do you have a moment to give me some counsel?
I've got as long as Trish will let me.
Okay. Well, we got till 9 o'clock then. Okay, here we go. My wife last year when Thanksgiving was being planned, she kind of gave me the stink eye when she goes, what's the menu going to be? And, I told her ham, turkey, dressing, then another type of dressing my sister's going to bring from Callahan, then mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, green beans, collard greens. You got to have some sort of corn item on the table. And, 2 or 3 more sides, some desserts and everything. She kind of gave me the stink eye. Well, this year we said the menu, I said ham and turkey. She goes, whoa, stop. Last year we had 6 people come to dinner. And we had enough food that we threw out food the following Saturday because no matter what we tried, we couldn't eat it all. I go, well, that's a portion issue, not a sides issue, not the things on the table. It's the amount we made. Because my sister and I, we cooked like my mother did, and my mother was one of those that she never knew who might drop by on Thanksgiving, so she always looked like she was feeding the soup kitchen when she got done. So we cook that way. But I understand what my wife's saying. That you don't need leftovers that go in the garbage a week and a half later that even the dogs are like, look, those leftovers are too old. I'm not touching them. So I said, okay, we'll do portions different this year. Ham, turkey. She goes, no, turkey. I go, no, we got to have a ham and turkey. She goes, why? I said, because I have a ham and turkey on my table. Now, in her defense, she has now went out and bought a small spiral ham to appease me, and I appreciate her for that and love her very much for the appeasement. But then I said, and then we need mashed potatoes, and we need corn, and we need macaroni and cheese, and we got to have green beans, and we got to have some sort of.
I will tell you the problem with mashed potatoes is they're not good 2 days later.
Right.
Let me give you a suggestion. Twice baked potatoes hold up much better the following.
But my problem with my wife is she thinks that we have way too many sides. She thinks she should have maybe 3 sides. The turkey, maybe 3 sides, and
how many do you want? How many do you want?
Well, I want mac and cheese. I want potatoes. I want green beans. I want collard greens. I want some sort of squash casserole deal. You gotta have some cranberry sauce on the table. Gotta have dressing. There's probably there's probably 7 or 8 sides, 9 sides maybe maximum. She's more in the neighborhood of 3 to 4 sides, though. And I told her this is where I think I messed up, and this is where I really need your counsel. Because as we're having this conversation,
by the way, stuffing is not a side.
I agree with you, but
stuffing or
dressing is not a side.
Depending on where you're from,
100%.
It's not a side.
But as we're discussing all of this, she goes, well, my family just doesn't have that much. We don't have that many sides and everything. I go, well, that's because you ain't from around here.
Oh.
Not a good move. Not a good move. Because now she's aggravated that I'm saying, so because you're from Chicago, you're weird and we do it right in the South. That's how she took that.
Man. Well,
I kind of walked into it, didn't I? I walked into it, didn't I?
Sometimes even when you're right, you're wrong. Is there nobody goes and says, who does anything right? Chicago. Nobody ever says that.
Yeah, like gun control. Guns are illegal in Chicago. Well, they didn't do that right,
Right. Well, but what do you think is a good side?
She thinks we can get away with dressing, mashed potatoes, green beans.
She doesn't call it dressing, though.
Well, no, she calls it stuffing.
Yeah.
Stuffing, mashed potatoes, or mac and cheese, not both.
But
potatoes or mac and cheese.
Understand that stuffing is not a side. Not. Sorry.
I think the
it's
problem.
A requirement.
I think the problem
Might
was
as well
more
take away the turkey.
I think the problem was more me saying you're not from around here.
I can't solve that. Well, culture matters. You need to tell her.
It's
matters.
It's if you had a friend of yours. Let's say, for instance, Galen Unall, who was born and raised in the South, stops by my house impromptu on Thanksgiving because he's out and about, and he says, hey, I'm near your neighborhood. I'd like to stop by and, break bread with you on the day of Thanksgiving. Well, how embarrassed would I be if you get there and we only got like 3 things besides turkey and stuffing on the table?
I'm feeling it. I feel the smaller turkey from more sides has a roll.
No, the turkey's huge. We got a 20-pounder.
So you don't have you haven't even mentioned, pie or sweet potato casserole.
Oh no! I haven't even got into how I want. I don't even got how I want to get into the desserts and stuff. And we hadn't even crossed that bridge because I make a.
Yeah, but I like a good sweet potato casserole.
See, I could care less about sweet potatoes. That's just me.
And,
but I understand what you're saying because everybody that I know
again,
likes sweet potatoes.
Nobody ever goes, oh, this is just too much size. No. I think you're on the right track with the portion. My wife goes through the house and gets a list of what everybody wants. And everybody who's coming, everything you want.
And then tries to make that
crossover.
Tries to make a little bit of that for everybody.
Right. Mac and cheese, when I grew up, was not a side. It's become a side. It's borderline requirement at this point. But growing up, I remember when this big debate came out: is mac and cheese a side? And I think most people think of it something out of a box, but no, it's a.
Oh no! You get the elbow macaroni with the 3 different types of block cheese to melt it all together. Then you put it in a casserole pot with some cheese on top of it. Put it in the oven, bake the cheese.
Yeah, and then you put the breadcrumbs or whatever it is on top to get that.
Certainly.
I mean, it's delicious, and it's now become a requirement for any Thanksgiving feast. And I really think the yam. And I think this is part of what's problem maybe with our culture, is the yam is being pushed to the side for the mac and cheese, Tom. I think this is something we should discuss. The yam used to be a central point of the table.
Well,
it was right there with stuffing, and it's being swished. You could call it a sweet potato. You could call it a yam. Maybe that's a problem. Maybe we should just agree what it is.
By the way, we need to go to break to pay some bills, but I will tell you that
I really am. This is something I put a lot of thought into.
Our conversation.
The yam should not replace the mac and cheese, or the mac and cheese should replace the yam.
But obviously,
you just said it is.
I don't like yams and sweet potatoes.
In the entree.
I don't like yams or sweet potatoes.
It's a dessert, Tom.
I don't like them. I don't like them. But I understand why they need to be there. I understand why they need to be there. I understand why they need to be there.
Between the two, choose the yam. There you go.
By the way,
I feel better now.
By the way, obviously we've accomplished something as we go to break. As we go to break, obviously we've accomplished something because my wife texted me and goes, "Okay, so I'm the only one who complains about too many sides."
And by the way, what bread are you having?
Oh, calm down. No, we're having we're having Hawaiian rolls. The Hawaiian rolls rock. Oh yeah, the Hawaiian rolls.
Oh, they are fantastic. They don't go good. They're good, but not Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but they sop up gravy pretty easy.
Yeah,
but my wife just did text me and say, apparently, after listening to you and Galen, I'm the only one who complains about too many sides. So maybe we had a breakthrough. We got to take a break. We'll be right back after this timeout on WOCA.
Once you get that key on there, you're going to be fine.
There we go.
I know you got to go to a break, but we're solving the world's problems.
We are solving.
More sides.
100% more sides.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Are you wasting time boxing up packages and going to the post office or the UPS store? Are you tired of not knowing what you'll pay when you get there? Just Ship offers pickup service and flat rate packaging and postage rates, which takes the guesswork out of shipping while saving you time and money. So quit wasting valuable time and money. Call or text Just Ship at 352-234-3840. That's 352-234-3840. Just Shipped.
Are you or your loved one being released from a hospital and wondering how you'll manage? Inform your physician that you want to go to Palm Garden of Ocala at 2700 Southwest 34th Street for your rehabilitation. Palm Garden provides pain management, post-discharge follow-up, diabetic care, psychosocial support, and so much more. Plus, they even offer outpatient rehab. This award-winning care facility has a team of licensed professionals dedicated to enhancing your independence. Call 352-854-6262 today.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. On a Tuesday, Galen Unall from Life South joins us as he does every day. Brought to you by the good folks at Just Shipped, Penn Flooring, and Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center. Galen, I will tell you though, I have issues as well with my Thanksgiving table. I absolutely refuse, and let me do that in capital letters, REFUSE, refuse capitalized, to have green bean casserole anywhere on my table.
Oh, no, you're wrong on that.
I know I'm wrong. I know I'm wrong. I understand I'm wrong.
Oh, man.
Cream of mushroom
So you're
soup and green beans. Cream of mushroom soup and green beans don't go together. They don't.
That's not quite. My wife makes a green bean casserole, does not require cream of mushroom. So you're wrong on that one. So you're anti-green bean.
No, I love green beans. I just don't like green bean casserole.
I do like the French. Well, I think they're.
I like
French,
the Italian cut green beans myself. I like the Italian.
Are those
cut
the
green
longer
beans.
ones?
Yeah,
What are the longer
ones? They're the flat ones. They're not round. They're the flat ones.
No. I like the long ones.
Oh yeah,
Where they just stick them in a pan and fry them up.
Saute them. Yeah, you
French?
just saute them up. Oh yeah.
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 There's again, and you got me thinking about this. Is there anything better than on Friday morning when you open up that refrigerator? You haven't eaten in a good maybe 9 hours, and you open up that refrigerator and you've got like 9 or 10 little snacks in there that you can have.
Oh, 100%.
You know, you can have a little, and in your mind you're like, well, this is a vegetable. I can eat as much of this as I want.
100%.
I'm going to have a little slice of turkey or a little slice of ham, just a little snack. You know what I'm saying? It only weighs like 3 or 4 pounds. Just a little snack, you know, before everybody gets up. That is the best thing. When you open up that refrigerator and you look at the bounty that you have left. So, and you know, there's Tupperware issues used to be a problem. That's gone now. But,
right.
You know, you bring everybody a little bit of something, but there's always a side that you hold back, right?
So here's
you go in there and you take care of that, what you want to save. You go ahead, stick it in a container, and put it in the back of the refrigerator.
Here's the proof that you can never have too many sides. I Googled. I put in Google. I Googled top Thanksgiving sides. That's all I put, right? The first article that pops, the first article that pops up says 85 best Thanksgiving sides.
And by the way, if you came to somebody's house with 85,
you'd be welcomed in.
Find out. No, you'd find out who was responsible for this meal and the planning of it, and marry them and say, "Look, I'll be back next year. I expect the same spread."
Exactly.
It could be a man. It could be not a man. It could be look, you and I have a relationship now, and I'll be back next Thanksgiving to enjoy all these sides. And Tom, out of that 85, I would try my best to taste 80, 81.
I'm going for the whole 85.
Well, there's some that you probably say, okay, I'm going to.
Well, you're right. There's probably going to be a sweet. There's probably going to be a sweet potato casserole, so I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it.
Or a beet pie.
By the way,
something that's like that's too far.
I'd
try 80, 81.
By the way, I've received multiple texts since we went to break.
85 sides.
Yeah, multiple texts since we went to break that says Galen's right again. You're an idiot for not liking green bean casserole.
Well, again, I'm still fighting for the sweet potato. The sweet potato's got a roll on everybody's table.
On this 85 sides, the first side is mashed potatoes. Second side, sweet potato casserole with marshmallows.
Yeah, candy yam is what we probably call it.
Third side, green
Right?
bean casserole.
Yeah.
Third side, green bean
You can't
casserole.
go- And Tom, here's an important part of the casserole. It reheats extremely well.
You're not convinced.
You
Hey,
got to think about day 5.
By the
you got to
way-
think about day 6.
by the way,
Yeah.
fifth top side. Now we've had all these sides so far. We've had the sweet potato casserole with with marshmallows, green bean casserole, and now perfect baked sweet potatoes. So 3 of the top 5 sides, according to this website, are in lockstep with Galen Uno.
I'm loving it. And by the way, I do prefer my sweet potatoes baked. I make the heck
Here's
of a
some
baked
mashed
potato
sweet
with it.
potatoes. They got that cheesy Brussels sprout bake. See, now I'm down for that. I could go for
No,
that.
I'm not. I don't like Brussels sprouts.
Well, see,
I
now
love
you're a moron.
cabbage, but I
Brussels
don't like
sprouts are
Brussels
great.
sprouts.
Here's some candied
I
yams.
agree.
They look gross.
I told you, I'm at 81. I'd eat the heck out of some candied yams. I'm at 80. I'm at 80 to 81 of the 85. I think that's fair.
Cauliflower stuffing.
You're-
Now I'm okay with that.
Nope.
I'm
See,
okay
I'm
with
out.
that.
I'm out of that too. I want my dressing. And by the way, in my family we called it stuffing, but in my wife's family
It's
they
called
called
dressing.
it dressing.
Yeah.
And I had no idea. It's a true story. I had no idea that anybody had ever called it dressing. And my now mother-in-law was over there. We were still dating. She goes, "Well, would you like some dressing?" And I'm, "What kind of dressing is it?" She goes, "Well, it's my own recipe." I'm like, "Well, what would I put it on?" And she looked at me and she goes, "What?" Well, I said, "This looks so juicy and moist. I don't think it needs
Well,
any dressing."
I
And she looked at me and she goes, "Son, let me just get it for you." And
Well,
I'm like,
stuffing-
"Oh, stuffing."
no. Stuffing is the stuff made with bread that Stouffer sells in a box. That's stuffing.
It's still it, but you understand my point.
I do.
They are the same
My
thing.
sister
I had no idea.
My sister makes an item that my mother passed down to her, passed down to my grandmother. They call it dressing, and it's more of a wet, and it's got oysters in it. It's got chicken livers and
Correct.
gizzards in it. Oh,
Correct.
fantastic!
Yeah,
And
it's
that
an oyster
the next
dressing.
morning, when it's been sat in the refrigerator all night, you just cut you a big square of that, slap it in between 2 pieces of bread. Oh, you're in good shape.
And
You're in good shape.
Now, you really need to eat that before day 5.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's a day 3. After about 72 hours, you got to purge it. You got to purge it.
It's like a chicken salad.
By the way, here's
I will say there's potato salad does not belong on the Thanksgiving table.
no. That's a barbecue item.
that clear.
That's an item that goes on your
Correct.
table at 4th of
It's a
July,
summer.
not at Thanksgiving.
The summer, that's correct.
Yeah, it's a 4th of July thing.
Again, but if you're
Memorial Day, Labor Day.
bring, there's certain things you don't bring. Potato salad's one of them.
Yeah, that's Labor Day,
Also-
Memorial Day, 4th of July.
Also boiled. What do they call?
Oh no,
not
deviled
boiled
eggs. Deviled eggs.
Not belong at the Thanksgiving table.
Oh yeah, they do. Deviled eggs belong at the Thanksgiving table for one
No.
reason and one reason only. You want me to tell you why? You want me to tell you
It's
why?
it's an appetizer, I guess.
No, because
But-
nobody likes them, so I get to eat them all. That's why. Okay.
Oh, well, it's a summer. It doesn't belong on the table. It's a summer.
I didn't, and they don't stay on the table. I grabbed them and go sit on the couch and eat them all. It's fantastic, fantastic. We got to take a break. When we come back, more with Galen Unall from Life South. You're listening to Ocala Talks on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.